Welcome to Her Opinion. We're so glad to have Shalainna with us.
Hey.
I know it's our first time meeting you.
Yes.
We met briefly at Paige's live podcast event.
Yes, that was fun. Shout out
Love
to
her.
Paige.
Shout out to you, Paige.
Shout out.
Love you, girl.
But we're so happy to have you here.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about your background.
Went to college for speech pathology, became a speech therapist, did that for years. And in all honesty, I love children. I love to help them speak, but I wasn't fulfilled because the business side of it drained me so much. The paperwork side, the state side drained me so much. And through that process, at that time, I looked a lot different, right? I was 500 pounds.
And we'll get into that.
So,
We'll talk about that
I'm
a little
sure.
bit more.
Right. And so as I navigated through my career path, that I found was slowly chipping away just my overall destiny. I found the internet through tragedy. I got diagnosed with kidney failure in the midst of being a speech therapist. I had to transform my whole life, but in the midst of being still was where I found my businesses. So,
And when you look back at it now, would you ever, think this is what you're doing now?
oh, God, no. Girl, I literally, even coming into college, I wasn't going to be a speech therapist. I went in pre-med. I did, which people call me absolutely insane. I did all the prereqs for pre-med, the OChem and stuff like that people were struggling with. I was acing that, right? So it was never like I can't do this. It was like, okay, why am I not fulfilled enough doing it? Even going through college, I tell people all the time, and it's a blessing and a curse to be just multifaceted in a way where you can do anything and be good at it, but also you can do something and be so good, people don't even understand that it's actually not what
What's
you love.
lacking? Like
Right.
nothing's
The lack.
lacking.
Right.
You look so
Right.
happy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, girl, I hate it here.
Inside,
Like,
I'm dying.
Right.
I'm dying. Yes.
So it's like,
What age,
finding
can I
purpose.
ask, did
Yeah.
you feel like that void was hitting?
Oh, I'm going to be honest with you. It was in college. Like, y'all, my biggest, I guess, come to self moment was telling myself, hey, just because you're good doesn't mean you have to. Mm-hmm. So even at the age of 18, I was like, okay, I got all these awards. I'm doing all this stuff. People are surprised because I'm the 500-pound girl that people think can't do it. But I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm getting the praise, like the normal, the things girls want, the homecoming queen, the prom queen, all of that. But I was like, what's missing? You know, and I feel like my God-given purpose to not only help people in business, but also cultivate connection, that's what was missing.
Right.
Because I wasn't really cultivating that connection. People were coming to me with a problem.
The creative side.
So, right, exactly.
And we talked about that on our last podcast is there's comes a time where I think you want to pursue your purpose.
Right.
And sometimes that means after going through college and thinking this is going to be your lifelong career. Sometimes it happens a little later for us.
Right.
Maybe 40s, 30s.
Yeah.
I think that was me.
Yeah,
My
you wind up
40s,
in it.
Same.
You thought you were going to do something.
I did not know you were
And
40.
Yeah.
Girl, go.
42.
Why you said it like that? You look good.
42.
That's great. No.
And then, it's not me. I'm not
Thank you.
40s. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, me either.
She's in her 30s.
I'm
Same. I'm young
29.
30s. What? You 29?
No, girl, 46.
Oh, no, you're not.
Yeah.
For real?
Yes, ma'am.
I usually lie to people. Will do a joke, and I'm like, I'm 48, and they're like, what?
and then
I'm
they
like,
tell
nah.
you, girl, not at
Yeah,
all.
I know,
You look
right?
so young.
Yeah, and I'm like, no,
makes
I'm
you
really
feel
32.
good.
Well,
It's
I
cool.
used to do that until somebody, I'm not going to say his name, was like, I would have given you like 40.
Right, and then they go up. Yeah, I've had that
Excuse you,
before.
sir.
And I was like, right, sir, low
Okay,
30s.
never mind not doing that anymore.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
But yeah, we get into that moment of life where we're like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Maybe there's some people out there that they've known all along they were supposed to be this, and they just it just meshes well. That works for
Right.
somebody. But most of
Right.
us
No, we don't know.
That doesn't happen. You're kind of controlled into this environment where you have to do this, and it has to be very aligned and
Yeah.
strategic.
Yeah.
And you go through it, and you're like, this is not for me. Something's missing.
Right.
Or maybe
right.
you did think this is what I'm going to do, but then something happened in your life and completely shifted it to
I agree.
something else. And then you'd say to yourself, this is what I was supposed to be doing all
Right.
along.
Right.
And if it weren't for that event, I
I
wouldn't,
wouldn't
have been.
even. I agree.
So
That's what happened to
Maybe
me.
divine
I
intervention.
know, right?
Right.
I
No,
believe
for real,
I
though.
believe God will direct you in that path.
Every
That's
time.
for sure.
Every
now,
single
now talking
time.
about that, I mean, I was just trying to be a little stalker and
Yeah.
looking at your background a little bit.
It's okay.
You have such an inspirational story.
Thank you, sis.
And I want to hear from you.
Sure. So I guess I'll start at the beginning.
At the beginning.
At the beginning. So college, bright, outgoing in everything. High school, bright, outgoing in everything. Larger, taking up more space, but literally everywhere.
But confident.
So extremely. So I do want to highlight that too, because a lot of people have this common misconception that when you're plus size or when you're larger, you're not confident, baby. It never lacks. Okay? It never lacks. So moving forward, 500 pounds. I'm in college.
Can I just pause?
college,
I can never even imagine that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
I show people pictures. They're like, no way. I'm like, oh, way, girl, way.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And
in
you're
college,
tall.
I am
so
tall.
that adds to it, too.
It
I mean, you
does.
probably held it well. She's
I
like,
held
well,
it.
my feet hurt.
Right. No, my feet hurt. My back hurt. I was tired. I couldn't climb a flight of stairs. Like, real life 500 pounds. Not my 600-pound life sitting in the bed eating icing, but definitely 500 pounds and as active as you can be at that weight. Right. So, did that, got in college, realized, hey, just going through, I do need to change. I do need to lose some weight like I've known my whole life, like I've tried my whole life. A lot of people don't understand that morbid obesity and opening up 17 magazine where they say in 30 days you can lose 30 pounds is two totally different things. I need years. You see what I'm saying? I need a total mindset shift.
Right.
This isn't a fad diet for me. It has to be something that lasts with longevity. So lost 160 pounds in college, gained it all back. After that, started my career, worked as a speech therapist, and I was on vacation. I went to Jamaica, got super sick, like couldn't keep anything down, not even water, not even a piece of candy. I honestly thought it was my monthly. I said, okay, lady time. Yeah, no, it never... Lady time, of course, but it wasn't that. Like, so I sought medical attention once I got back to the States, and my life changed, like, immensely quick. They were like, hey, first of all, you have blood clots in your brain because your blood pressure is 300 over 268. After that, like, your kidneys are functioning at 1% to 2%. And I was like, oh, okay. Out of what? They were like, out of 100. And so that was a shocker. I like passed out right then. And so then they told me I'd have to be on dialysis. And I said, oh, okay, well, for how long? They were like, oh, until you get a kidney transplant, because you're going to need that too. So it was like a spiral of events, kind of like a domino effect. Got hit with that tragedy, started dialysis, immensely painful in the beginning. Not that dialysis is painful, but your body's getting adjusted. I think of running 10 marathons, having all of your insides, any body fluid poured out and then put back in and expect it to just function. It's a lot, right? Each treatment is 6 hours at a time. So for 3 times a week, 6 hours each time, I'm on a chair. Wow. So me being me, I was super busy already, and that's a stagnant period. I'm not used to that. I had to find something to get that time going. So sitting there, I would start bringing my desk, and they were like, this girl's nuts. Like, what is she even doing? Like, what's going on? From there, I started playing with the internet. At 800 followers, I signed my first deal with Under Armour. Shout out to you guys. I love y'all so much. I signed my first deal with Under Armour and then got paid for it. And so it just kept happening. And I was like, oh, my God, I'm a blogger. And then so this was in the era of having to have 10K, and I had 800 followers. So when people noticed, hey, this girl's making money on social media, she doesn't have that, well, do mine. And so that's how it started. I started with influencer management. Then I was like, okay, this is too much. I kind of just want to do campaigns. So then I kind of got into campaigns, scaling people's businesses, branding their businesses online and marketing them. And it stuck, right? That literally was how Social Boss Empire started. I thank God, because even when I started my business, I had a wait list like that. But it's because I cultivated who I was before.
Right. And that's so important. People don't understand that unless you do social media.
Right. And they think you could just drop it there. Like, I didn't make any sales this week. Girl, don't nobody know who you are. You know, like, you have to build that up. So
did you look me up? No, because you had no social
you had
media.
Nothing. Yeah, like nobody's looking you up. So yeah, just that. And then through Social Boss Empire, I cultivated a lot of relationships. I was definitely the person that was networking literally 7 to 8, sometimes 10 times a week, 2 events a day. So it got crazy, but I will say that I built my network up. And so then it was supposed to be one event, y'all, with Women in Wine. I said, okay, I'm going to throw something called Women in Wine. It's going to be 30 people. And then 120 people were in my face, and it sold out in 3 days. And
But
I was
God,
like,
look at God.
right.
Will he do it?
That be God.
Plus, they all
didn't-
like wine.
Right, right. Y'all got to
Put
come
wine in
to
it.
to do with the wine.
I know it
Nothing.
doesn't.
Nothing.
But you put
like-
wine in the title, they're
Right.
like,
Oh, they came.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. And so the event started selling out in a week. Women in Wine was cultivated. People start asking for membership, and I was like, this is taking off a lot faster or more than I even expected.
Right.
So that's kind of how I jumped in and got started.
Well, it's amazing. Like I said,
Thank
just
you.
watching you from the outside, I was like, then we finally got to meet you.
Yes.
And then kind of see it. And it's like, okay, now I see kind of how she's throwing together. But
Yeah.
it's also throwing yourself out there.
Right.
And being a face and saying, hey, you need help. Can I help
Right.
you with this?
Right.
And getting to have your face out there.
1,000,000%.
But yeah, I mean, I think for us, this is like our platform is
Mm-hmm.
like giving women the stage to be able to be like, people may not know you, but you have a great story.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And we want you to share it, right? We want to kind of inspire other women to feel like, hey, I could do that.
Right.
Or, anything else that they
Right.
wanted to do. Anything's attainable.
Right.
But if you could give some advice out there to a younger, older woman who's maybe just stuck in a rut
Mm-hmm.
or just trying to figure out life at the moment, make a change, what would you say to them?
I feel like my life's purpose is to inspire women and professionals to be, do, and want more, right? So I'm always pushing people with that. But the one thing I find that makes me a bit different in making that impact is I meet you where you are, right? I don't sell superficial. I'm very transparent. That's why I give people just the real me at all times. When you get on social media, yeah, you get the hair, you get heels and all that, but you also get me sitting on a
But that's who
dialysis
you'd
chair.
be if
Right.
if they met you.
and it's
Exactly.
so true.
Right.
Even coming in today,
Uh-huh.
I was trying to get some video
Yeah,
and I messed
content.
up. You're like,
Uh-huh.
girl, don't worry about it.
Yeah, because I'm open to that.
Yeah.
And I feel like I just want people to know that I'm personable too. So when I do speak to them, I can reach through. And if I had advice, it would just be to really dig deep internally, do the self-work.
Right.
Right? Because in the midst of all of this, I had a lot of self-work to do, and I still have a lot of self-work to do. But life in growth is constant self-work.
It's
so
mental.
Yeah, it is. And when you dig deep, there are going to be some parts that you don't even like, right? But those are the parts
That's
you
the
have
trauma.
to sit with.
Yeah.
That's the trauma
Trauma,
that we have
yes.
to work through.
But
so
Some
yeah.
people, even going through a trauma, don't change.
They don't.
Yeah.
You know?
And I find that spirits like
Real
that,
stubborn.
you just have
I
to,
know.
yeah,
Like
real
that,
stubborn.
there has to be a pivotal
Pivotal
point.
point,
Like
yeah.
in your mind, like you're talking
Yeah.
about.
I think
Yeah.
you have to reach the pain. I
Yeah.
think that's self-meditation
It's true.
and stuff. That's when you reach the pain and let it out.
Yeah.
Slowly and slowly, you start to really release it.
That's
and,
true.
And until you've experienced that, you don't get it. I
You don't.
think, yeah,
You don't understand. I feel like rock bottom births, great destiny.
yeah.
A lot of time. I know it did for me. Like, because think about it. If tragedy had never struck my life like that, like, would I have gone this path? Would I be an
Exactly.
entrepreneur?
and
Would
we
I
don't
be
have
doing
time to
this?
what if. We
Right.
just gotta let's
Just
go,
keep
move
going.
it. Yeah.
Y'all know how it is.
Yes.
Boss life is crazy.
It's-
It is.
Well, listen,
It's
we want to know
crazy.
more about Boss Life.
Okay,
but
it's
not on
crazy.
this. Not on this segment.
Yes, for sure.
We're gonna follow Boss Life around, and
Yes.
we'll maybe catch some events, and we're gonna have some fun
Please
with
come.
you.
Yes.
But right now, for the plug,
Uh-huh.
what's going on? What do you got coming up?
Sure. So, hey, Shalainna, Social Boss Empire Women in Wine Global. Upcoming is our largest co-ed luxury networking event of the year, Big Boss Brunch this fall. You guys go to www.bigbossbrunch.com, and you'll find out all information. We are in the midst of a huge announcement for it, and I don't want to ruin it here, but
Okay.
but it will be releasing tomorrow, and I'm super excited about it. But Big Boss Brunch is an emerald green affair.
Okay.
The green represents kidney cancer, kidney failure, and end-stage renal disease, as well as chronic illness. We are promoting, we're brunching with a purpose. So it's providing
Everything with a purpose.
resources.
Yeah.
There it is. We're providing resources and awareness to chronic illness. 80% of entrepreneurs that have a chronic illness don't even tell anyone. 41% of them don't even have health care enough to actually get it figured out and understand what they have. So it's like, these are large numbers, right? We're at over half percentage with some of the deficits with chronic illness and entrepreneurship. A lot of us go through things and we don't say anything.
course.
Right.
And I
Gotta
feel
keep
like
that
that's
face.
why I'm a vessel, because it's people don't share until they find out something's wrong
So they
with
have
me.
something relatable
Right.
to talk
And
about.
so Hey, do that. So you guys, I would love to have y'all at Big Boss
We
Brunch
might be
too.
there.
Yeah, we love that.
Yes.
We're
Come
supporting
out.
everything that you're
Yes.
doing.
Thank you,
We love to
sis.
support everybody. Unfortunately, can't be at everything.
Right,
But,
yeah, of
but
course.
you guys can come support,
Exactly.
definitely. And
Yes.
we just want to say thank you for being on the show.
Of course. Thanks
we
for
have to
having
have
me.
you back.
Yes.
Exactly.
You
I was
got a
also
lot to
thinking,
say.
Yes.
I do.
You
But
do
We
it
got to give you
again.
more
me.
time. Yes, we
Yes.
appreciate you so much. And we wish you all the best.
Thank you, ladies.
Bye.